Hello everyone, welcome to Spellbound Stories, where I share with you the most fascinating tales from mythology, history, and literature. I'm your host Black, and today I'm going to tell you the tragic tale of Narcissus and Echo, a story of love and obsession from Greek mythology. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this story. Now let's dive into the myth of Narcissus and Echo. This is a story that warns us about the dangers of excessive self-love and the fine line between healthy affection and unhealthy fixation. It tells us about Echo, a nymph who was cursed by the gods to only repeat the last words of others, and Narcissus, a young man who was so beautiful that he became obsessed with his own reflection. As their paths crossed, tragedy ensued, with Echo's unrequited love and Narcissus's self-obsession leading to their respective downfalls. The story begins with Echo, a nymph who lived in the woods and loved to talk. She was a friend of the goddess Hera, the wife of Zeus, the king of the gods. However, Echo had a habit of distracting Hera with her chatter, while Zeus sneaked away to have affairs with other nymphs. When Hera discovered Echo's role in her husband's infidelity, she was furious and cursed Echo to only repeat the last words of anyone who spoke to her. Echo was devastated by this curse, as she could no longer express herself or communicate with others. One day, while wandering in the woods, Echo saw a handsome young man named Narcissus, the son of a river god and a nymph. He was known for his beauty and charm, but also for his pride and arrogance. He rejected anyone who fell in love with him, thinking that no one was worthy of his attention. Echo was instantly smitten by Narcissus and followed him secretly, hoping to catch his eye. She waited for him to speak first so she could echo his words and start a conversation. But Narcissus was too busy hunting and did not notice her. Finally, Narcissus heard a rustle in the bushes and called out, "Who's there?" Echo replied, "There." Narcissus was intrigued and said, "Come here." Echo repeated, "Here." Narcissus looked around and saw no one. He said, "Why do you hide from me?" Echo echoed, "Hide from me." Narcissus became frustrated and said, "Stop mocking me." Echo repeated, "Mocking me?" Narcissus shouted, "Show yourself." Echo echoed, "Show yourself." And with that she emerged from the bushes and ran towards Narcissus, hoping to embrace him. But Narcissus was shocked and disgusted by her appearance. He pushed her away and said, "Away from me, I would rather die than be with you." Echo repeated, "Be with you," and burst into tears. She was heartbroken by his rejection and ran away into the woods where she hid in a cave. She was so ashamed and miserable that she wasted away until only her voice remained. From then on, she could only echo the sounds of the forest, repeating the words of others. Meanwhile, Narcissus continued to hunt in the woods, unaware of the pain he had caused. He was so proud of his beauty that he thought no one could match him. He scorned anyone who admired him, thinking that they were beneath him. He was so self-centered that he did not care about anyone else. He was oblivious to the fact that his behavior had angered the gods, especially Nemesis, the goddess of vengeance. She decided to punish Narcissus for his arrogance and cruelty by making him fall in love with someone who could never love him back. One day, Narcissus came across a clear pool of water where he stopped to quench his thirst. As he leaned over the water, he saw his own reflection and was stunned by its beauty. He did not realize that it was his own image, and he became fascinated by it. He tried to touch it, but it vanished in the ripples. He tried to kiss it, but it eluded him. He tried to talk to it, but it only mimicked his words. He became obsessed with the reflection and could not tear himself away from it. He forgot about his hunger, his thirst, his friends, and his family. He only cared about the image in the water, which he thought was his true love. He said to the reflection, "Who are you? You are the most beautiful creature I have ever seen. I love you more than anything in the world. Please come to me. Let me hold you. Let me be with you." The reflection repeated his words but did not move. Narcissus became desperate and said, "Why do you torment me? Why do you reject me? Don't you love me?" The reflection echoed his words but did not change. Narcissus became hopeless and said, "I cannot live without you. I would rather die than be apart from you." The reflection mirrored his words but did not respond. Narcissus realized that his love was hopeless, and he began to cry. His tears disturbed the water, and the reflection disappeared. He cried out, "Don't leave me, come back to me, I need you." But the reflection did not return. Narcissus was overcome by grief and sorrow, and he wasted away by the pool, just like Echo had done in the cave. He was so consumed by his self-love that he neglected his own life. He was so blinded by his own reflection that he missed the real beauty around him. As he lay dying, he whispered, "Farewell, my love. I will always love you." The reflection repeated his words but did not show any emotion. Narcissus closed his eyes and breathed his last. His body turned into a flower, which we now call the narcissus, or the daffodil. It has a yellow center surrounded by white petals, symbolizing his golden hair and pale skin. It grows by the water, facing its own reflection, as a reminder of his tragic fate. And that, my friends, is the story of Narcissus and Echo, a tale of love and obsession from Greek mythology. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new and interesting. What do you think of this story? Do you feel sorry for Echo and Narcissus, or do you think they deserved their fate? Do you know anyone who is like Narcissus or like Echo? How do you deal with them? Let me know in the comments below and let's have a discussion. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Spellbound Stories for more captivating tales. I'm your host Black, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.